Hello and welcome to the Real Estate Podcast. This is the MidWeek Reflection, January the 22nd, 2020. Today we're going to go over how God will keep you, so stay tuned. Have you ever had one of those weeks where you get to Wednesday and it's kind of like, oh my gosh, I still have 2 more days left. It's like been a difficult time or rough pushing through work or trying to get there on time to pick up the kids or whatever the circumstance is. It's just a struggle. And by Wednesday, you're kind of really worn out and you know you have a little more time and effort that you have to put in. You got to press and hustle to get everything done by the end of the week. So in those times, you got to know where your help comes from. You really have to know. I know it's cliche, but you really have to know who is in your corner, where your true help comes from. Now, we all know it comes from the Lord. He actually sustains us and keeps us, but you have to look at how he does that. So Psalms 55:22 says, if you cast your burdens on the Lord and he will sustain you, he will never permit the righteous to be moved. So you can hang in there, you can make it. And it's not just about making it through the week, but you can make it through the month. You can make it through the year. You can really get through almost any circumstance that you're in, especially those that God has allowed. And that means he's given you a way to complete or finish or escape a situation that you may have put yourself in. So you have to really think about it. He wants to sustain and keep you because he wants people to see that you can go through things, you can make it through a rough time and come out successful, on top, ready to take on the next battle, the next situation. You're ready because you've gone through the troublesome time of struggle. People have seen you struggle. They saw you at the beginning. They saw you in the middle. They saw you at the end. And when they saw you come out victorious, they wondered, how is it that you're able to continue what you're doing? You're able to be sustained because God allows you to be sustained. He wants you to make it. He wants you to succeed. So just because it's Wednesday and you've had a rough day doesn't mean you're not going to make it through this week. It just means you got to press a little harder to get through the struggle that you're dealing with. Psalms 37:4 says, delight yourself in the Lord and he will give you the desires of your heart. So when things are pressing on you, that is the time where you have to lift up the Lord. You have to give him praise, give him your time and effort. Take out time, go to the bathroom and talk to him, whatever you have to do to get your mind focused in the right direction, because all these distractions, all these frustrations, all that is for is to get you to break. It's to get you to bend. It's to get you to bow down and sink into some negative attitude, gossip, concern about things that really don't matter or are not going to help you or benefit you in anything that you're doing. You don't want that to grow in your life. You want the sustainability and the control that God has to help you get through something. You want to come out on top. If you want to be a winner, you got to know where your help actually comes from. A lot of people think it's their talent and their gifts, and those things are helpful and beneficial to you. But if you don't have gas in the car is not going to run. So what is the gas that's fueling you? What is pushing you? What is the fuel that is helping you push and keep going? It has to be something bigger than just a paycheck. It has to be something more than accolades and people giving you kudos and pats on the back. It's got to be more than buying some material item that you've wanted for so long. That's not the end. That's just a result. Now, the question is, what is fueling you? What is giving you the power to keep going? What is actually sustaining you? If it's not God, you need to ask yourself the question, what is driving me towards the goals that I have? If it's not God helping you get there, if he's not sustaining you, if he's not the fuel that's getting you to those goals or those it's going to be frivolous when you get there. A lot of people realize once they receive the thing that they've chased after for years, that it is not as great as they thought it would be. But when they go there and get the things that God has allowed them to receive and have, and they use him as the fuel, the fire, he's the motivation, he's the main source, he's the reason. When they get there and receive that, there's more joy attached to it because they know they persevered and they had help. They know they didn't do it on their own. So just remember, always press with fuel from the Lord as opposed to fuel for your desires, your lusts, things that we just want so we can prove to somebody that we've made it. All of those things are frivolous, shallow. They don't mean anything. What means something is that you actually provided something that's going to provide a future for someone else. You've gave something that's going to help someone else move further. You've given your time so that you've invested in someone else's future. And God recognizes all the things that you do in secret, all the motivations that you have that may not line up with the world's goals, but they line up with his. He's going to remember everything that you did for him and with him as your motivation. Philippians 4:13 says, I can do all things through him who strengthens me. So there is your proof that if he's the fire, if he's the purpose, if he's the motivation in your life, you can make it through anything. So I'm here to tell you today, you'll make it through this week. But let's focus on making it through this year. Let's focus on making it through the next 10 years with God's grace and help on our side. I hope you got something out of this today. Be blessed, grace, and peace.